Hello everyone, this is Frosty and welcome to my channel. Um, Today is another video where we're just going to break down some of the stuff that Kevin Samuels puts out there. I'm an African dude and this is mostly targeted towards black people in the West. So I just want to react to it and see what he says and what the other women say. I've watched a lot of videos of Kevin Samuels. This is the second time me reacting to any of them. And before we get into it, like, sub, then comment, and also watch the entire video because damn, I don't like the numbers that I'm seeing. So please watch the entire video and let's get into this. This is just an African dude's perspective on everything. So let's get to it.
What do you got for me?
All right, what you just said, I'm gonna just tune into what you just said. You just said who's supposed to teach us to cater to a man, right? It was going on live, so you kind of stopped, but
All right, okay, guys. I want you to see like Kevin's face right there because she doesn't know how to be a wife because the way she spoke to Kevin right there because she raised her voice trying to get his attention, but that's very aggressive. So that's not wife stuff, and I don't think this is something that's just exclusive to black women in the West or even any other type of women. Some women where I come from, like some girls when you're dating, because I'm at an age where I don't want to get married yet. I'm just way too young. But when you come into situations like this, it's really bad because now she's basically being confrontational, right? And my guy here, Kevin Samuels, doesn't have to deal with that if that's his wife, and no man should have to deal with that. And already she has failed, right? She was already failed at the topic that she's about to talk about. But anyways, let's get into it still.
So who's supposed to teach you how to be a wife?
how to be a wife, yeah. So how to be a wife, you can learn that from your mother, yes, but I was raised by my father. Now my mother is in my life right now, but I could say that my father taught me how to be a wife or a woman to a man. I could say that. And how to be one exactly. Because the way women...
I think your father is only capable of telling you what a man would want in a wife. And by a man, I mean specifically him. He's basically telling you his expectations, basically. But then there's some input that needs to come from a good wife, who's going to be a woman. Because only women can be wives. So I think you don't have all the information. It's just like me saying that my mom taught me how to be a good husband. And I didn't need that from my dad. I don't think that works because yes, my mom might know what makes a good husband, sure, but she's taking it from a perspective where she's out of the situation. She's not within that situation. She's not like in that situation. So that's what I think is the problem that she's not getting. Yes, you can learn some stuff from your dad about being a wife, but I think he can only tell you the expectations that come from a perspective of a man. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope it makes sense.
Men teach us how to be a wife and the way men teach us how to be a wife are completely two different.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
She
I
just
was
said.
engaged, but I'm not married. No, I'm not. I was engaged, but I'm not married.
She was engaged but not married. God.
You have any other siblings?
Yes, I do. I have 3 older siblings and I have a younger sibling. I have 3 who are married.
How many sisters?
1 sister.
Is she married?
She passed away.
So your father
Mm-hmm.
can teach you how to be a wife, or see, men customize women for them.
Exactly what I was saying. Dang. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. I said it in a much less intelligent way. He said it better, but yeah, exactly. Because he's giving you a perspective that comes from expectations. He expects a wife to be like this, which means that he's customizing her, right? But then that's the thing. That's why we start talking about patterns. There's a general pattern that a woman has to follow and a man has to follow to be either a wife or a husband, right? That pattern should never be broken most of the time. But then the top layer after that pattern, that's where you start customizing to take what's considered that pattern and then customizing it for it to work better for you specifically as a man or for you specifically as a woman. So that's why I'm saying that a woman should just teach basic skills of a woman to her daughter so that she can use those skills as a wife. And the same goes for a father teaching the son to be a husband. All right. And then those patterns are no more. And then when they're now dealing, okay, like I want to backtrack a bit. When I was saying that when you're trying to customize that works for men, I'm not saying that it works for men. I'm just saying that the customization actually works for just for women, because a man has a specific frame that he has to fall into, and he can only learn that from a man. He can never learn that from a woman. But then a woman has a specific frame that she needs to have in order to be considered as an option to be a wife. And then once she's like that, she should also have space, which is also one of the skills of the skill set that she needs to have, of her to be agreeable and to be moldable into the perfect wife for the guy. All right. And I'm only talking about the average good people here. I'm not talking about the evil guy who's going to turn his wife into a slave or something. That's not what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, I like what he said. It was very intelligent, better than I could have ever said it.
See, but that's the thing. My father didn't
Oh,
customize.
okay, see, no.
Okay, I want to hear what you got to say.
I don't like her attitude, man. Damn. I want to see what you're gonna say. What the hell is that? Come on, like, yeah. Let's go on.
My father's probably about the same age as you, if not probably older. So I want to hear what you got to say.
So you think you know? Okay, let's just go here. So, what kind of job do you think your father did at making you ready to be a wife?
I think he did a phenomenal job. I'm still in the process because I'm still growing.
And why is this conversation contentious?
What do you mean?
I don't know if you realize you're in your masculine frame.
Exactly, which is a problem. She is so much into a masculine frame right now, and that's not how you communicate with a man at all, because men are masculine, women are feminine. And you're basically taking a role of a man while speaking to a man as a woman. That doesn't work, right? So yeah, she's out of line in that aspect, at least.
Your masculine image.
Oh yeah.
That's not a wife. That's
not right now.
No. Even when I start talking, you start cutting me off and want to tell me something. That's not what a wife would do.
All right, I haven't seen her body for me to be like, if you're walking through the street and you see this chick, you probably would go up to her and be like, hey, what's up? But then after like the first 2 minutes, like right now it's just 2 minutes of the video. After that, I start to imagine, what is it like if I see her and she's like, she looks like she's cute, but I don't know how the body is like, right? But then if I were to see her in the street, let's say she's got a nice body, I'm like, damn, let me go say hi. Then I say hi, then we get to talking, and then usually, like, I usually like disagreeing a lot with the chick just to see how she responds to something like that. And then she starts doing this. Yeah, boo boo, I'm just going to smash and let you go. And if you're not that hot, then I'm just going to walk away. And that's going to be a lot of guys in that situation, except the desperate ones. Obviously, they're always the desperate ones. But anyways, yeah.
Your father taught you how to be a. Might have been able to teach you how to be a wife to him, but typically fathers teach their daughters how to be sons.
And that's what you believe?
That's what I know.
Okay. I don't believe that though.
Don't care.
That's funny. I was just talking to a friend about you too.
Well, when were you engaged?
I was engaged like 2 years ago.
At 19?
You know, one thing I notice about girls who always talk about being engaged, all this stuff, right? It looks like they hold on to that like it's got value. It's like we say, you know, I've been at 20 interviews for a job. 20, right? And, well, maybe if I say 20 comparing to her, that is a bit too much. But I've seen a lot of women who do this. They boast about being engaged once or rejecting proposals. They do that a lot. And I tend to then ask the question like, That says a lot about you. Imagine if a guy has gone to 3 interviews and then in the next interview he's asked, "How many interviews have you gone to?" And then you say, let's say 4, right? And then they ask you why didn't they pick you? And then you just say, "I don't know." The first thing that's going to probably go through their mind is that, well, you are you're basically the common denominator in that situation. You're the one who's not being accepted anywhere or being considered. So why should they consider you? They don't think about that. If you keep on leaving, if you're the one who keeps on leaving these engagements, or you're being left in these, like you got your partner like removing the engagement, or you're the one who keeps rejecting them, then there's something to be said about you. Is my point. So yeah, that's not something to boast about. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. Well, 18.
And did he ask your father for your hand in marriage?
Yeah.
Did your father accept it?
Yeah.
And how old was your fiance?
He was, at the time I was 18, he was 21. 20 turning 21.
And what did he do for it?
He was a store manager.
Where?
At Adidas.
Adidas?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that sounds.
And your
that sounds
father
okay.
accepted his proposal, marriage, as a store manager at Adidas. Why'd you guys split?
Because I didn't want to be with him. I
Why?
felt like it was a very toxic situation that I was in.
How?
Did he actually propose and drop to one knee and give you a ring?
Yeah.
And you accepted the ring?
Yeah.
Knowing it was
And
toxic.
then how long after accepting the ring did you break the relationship up?
About a year and a half.
Why were y'all engaged that long?
Because I didn't want to be married yet.
But why'd you accept the ring?
Because the ring is just a placeholder.
For what? I've got a headache. What is she talking about? What is she talking about? Look at Kevin's face over there, bruh. Like, oh, I don't know how you guys in the West deal with this. To be honest, your women need to be put in check. I feel like that's what needs to be said. They need to put in check. What is she saying? Makes no sense.
Now, this is a woman who said her father taught her how to be a wife.
Yeah. It's when I choose to be. It's not when he chooses to be. You choose to be because you gave me the ring. I choose to be when I
Insane. She don't even know what she don't even know she don't even know she's done yet, guys. She don't even get it.
So explain to me.
No, I'm gonna let you live.
Oh, okay.
But this is what happens when women are raised by men.
Mm-hmm.
Because of your father, no disrespect, sir, but if you was saying what you're supposed to do, and when hell he let his 19-year-old daughter be married to a Foot Locker manager?
Oh, he wasn't letting
Adidas.
He didn't even like the person. That was
Well,
because
then that even makes more that even makes less sense.
No, that makes less sense because I don't tell all all sides of the story.
That even makes even less sense. Where do you live?
I live in Jersey.
With whom?
You know, there's a comment that I need to put. If you're living in my country, being a manager at a company, a sales company, is not that too bad where I'm from, because you're going to make enough money to live on your own and to sustain yourself and perhaps sustain a marriage. Perhaps I'm not married. I've never been married, so I wouldn't know. But then looking at some young couples right now that are married, yeah, I've got a friend who works at a job. He works like as a graphics designer or so. He's not even a manager, but he's taking care of his wife, which is fine. So I would say that if he was 21, she's 18, I don't think they would have kids by the time I think they would actually have kids by the time she's 25. So by that time he might have a better job. So if it was in my country, if that was the case, they would be fine. Kevin Samuels is saying that, well, why would he based on the job thing? Yeah, I get that maybe for your side, for the West, fine, that's all right. But then for here, that's usually okay. It's usually okay. Most people where I'm from, they are entrepreneurs, and the money that you make shows your success as one. So yeah, there is that. So as long as you're making enough money to sustain, where I'm from, you're good. So yeah.
Even with my father.
Um, you are very masculine. You're very masculine. Yeah, and that's not cute.
Not at all.
And as far as being a wife, your father didn't teach you how to be not a wife in any sense that most men do. Because talk about a man proposed to you, you accepted his ring, and then you drug out the engagement because you didn't want to be married. Does that sound like anybody's cooperation? Ladies?
To me, it doesn't sound like anybody's cooperation. If I was engaged, right, and we're planning something, and this is a very toxic situation, you think I want to get
toxic situation?
You think I want
No. When you accepted the ring, it wasn't toxic.
It was not.
So, an engagement is preparation for a marriage. So you're supposed to be planning to get married. It's not. No, be quiet. You're supposed to get a ring, and then from that point, you plan your wedding and go ahead with the date. It's not you start going to a different phase. It's supposed to be short.
Yeah, I think that's one thing women don't get. Because there's always been this saying that a guy knows that he's going to marry this girl or not, usually during the beginning of the relationship. And I believe that because, like when the relationship goes, there's a certain point that the guy knows that he's going to marry you. So how I see it, and it kind of reflects maybe a little bit or maybe a lot what Kevin Samuels believes, that if I start dating you today if I start dating you, a woman today, like if I start dating her, for example, that's just an example, she's not going to be that lucky, but let's say I'm dating her. If we date for 3 years, that's us getting to know each other and how it's like to be with each other, all right? Because 3 years is a long time. Then maybe if I'm now living by myself and she comes and she starts living with me in my house, of which I don't recommend that, but then a lot of people do that. Then when they start living together, that's you testing out how it is to live with each other. If it's fine for the next year to a year and a half, maybe to 2 years, that's a 5-year relationship. And then 5 years is a lot of time for you guys to be well enough, all right? So when those 5 years are done, I propose. That's me saying, I've lived with you, I've been with you, I think I'm all right, I think I can handle this. Let's get married. And then after that, we're already getting into the plans of the wedding. We're setting a date. It shouldn't take so long. It's not like you get engaged and then you start being engaged like it's a phase of a relationship. It's just a time to plan the wedding, because by that time when you're engaged, I believe that you're already married in a moral sense. So yeah, a lot of women do that, and this is not just a West thing. It's a thing that happens everywhere. They think that just because they're engaged, things are no longer moving. It's like you're in the third act of the movie when you're engaged. That's the third act. You're now planning to the climax, which is the wedding. Climax, yeah. I've got my smart moments too. But anyways, let's get into it. But yeah, that's my belief. At least that's how I see it a lot.
And I understand that, but I didn't see fit. That's why it became.
You didn't see fit. This is a woman who said, I accepted a proposal for somebody that I did not see. They can't make this shit up.
Look at his face, bro. He's like, oh damn, what does the world come to? And you can look at her face. She now maybe understands why he's disappointed, like his frustration with this, like why he's so tired of hearing this.
Sometimes when you get a ring, a man acts a different way than when he shows before he gets the ring. Can't make that shit up either.
At 21 years old, I think she's got the keys to life.
Not the keys.
Not even a clue.
Just a guide.
No.
Not even that.
To you.
Mm.
Yet again, this is a man.
I'm not gonna argue with you. See, I'm not gonna. Let your dad do that, or your little boys you used to playing with. I'm not one. I just see a woman in crisis right now, who's too young and too immature to not know what she doesn't even know. So you're trying to play a role, but you really know you're lost.
That's why you called into the show.
You're a very lost young lady. And I'm sorry for you, but your dad did not help you. Because if he did not vet a man well enough to know he was toxic and allowed his 19-year-old daughter to be engaged, that's derelict as far as I'm concerned. If you had that kind of power and autonomy, you sure you not the daddy? Ain't none of this funny.
No, it's only funny because you don't know all sides of the story.
He knows enough.
That's why it's funny.
We know enough to know this is bad. We know enough to know that. I would say this, like I always think, therapy, counseling is always good because there's no reason to be this masculine and this aggressive at 21 years old. No need to be this hard at 21 years old. There's something wrong.
Seriously wrong.
What is so?
There's something wrong, young lady.
No, I can hear you say that, but I want to ask you.
Listen.
What do you get from that? Because you're saying so
what I just say, there's no reason. I just said that there's no reason to. At 21 years old, there's no reason to be this aggressive, this off-putting, this masculine. As a 21-year-old woman, there's something off, and that's not. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying there's something that needs to be addressed.
Okay, but I'm asking you, what do you see as masculine?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what your topic is tonight, but I guess.
How old are you?
Guess.
Oh my God. Really?
Guess these nuts.
All right, yeah, that's the end of the video. I mean, if this is a problem you guys have out there, I'm sorry for you guys, you know, because if your women are acting crazy, things get out of balance very quickly, and yeah, it's not as bad as you guys have it here, but yeah. Well, anyways, I've got nothing else to say. I'm just gonna say that other girl, yeah, she does need therapy, and she's lucky she lives in a world or in a country where you can actually get that in an affordable package. Where I'm from, you hardly find any therapists, and when you do find one, they're so expensive. They act like they've got so many clients. It's so crazy. So yeah, anyways, this is Frosty. I'm done gaming, and I'll see you.